Welcome to the Funko Files, a podcast created by a fanatic for fanatics. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funko Files. This is a podcast dedicated strictly to Funko, Funko products, and Funko fanatics. I'm your host, as always, Austin, and this is the second episode of the podcast. So I'm really excited that I've had a lot of great feedback on the first one, so I'm excited that I get to bring you my second episode. So I have a really great lineup for you today. Our first segment is on prototypes and fakes. So I, again, am excited for this one because I know this is a really, really big topic of concern, especially with a lot of our new collectors that have come into the game recently. And so it's probably the number one forum question that I see on the Fanatic boards that gets asked over and over again. And I know I've seen it all over social media as well. So you know what? Let's go ahead and dive right into it. I want to first take a listen to what Brian Mariotti had to say when asked the question by one of our board members, Glow Funko Freak, at the New York Toy Fair last year. So let's go ahead and see what Brian had to say.
I think what I would tell the fans is this. I mean, this is pretty common when a company becomes very popular. I would tell you if someone's selling a prototype out of Asia, I probably wouldn't buy it. We were pretty regimented about getting our 5 colored photos and 2 white photos, and we rarely ever deviate from that. Once in a while there's a misprint or a injection color, and there might be an extra one here or there, but I would tell this to people because I know these photos are worth a lot and they're rare. Buy from someone you know. If it's coming out of Asia, coming out of China, I would stay away from this. Probably not legit. See, good advice right from the head.
All right. So as you heard Brian say right there, and what I'll reiterate, do not buy protos from China or Asia. It's really as simple as that, folks. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and even take it a step further. I would not buy from anyone on eBay. So unless you really, really know that seller and trust that seller, you know, maybe you've had a history with that seller, or you know them through you know, personally or through social media, or if you know them on the Funko boards and they're a really respected seller, then okay, that's a little bit different story. But if you do not know the seller and you just are not feeling comfortable with it, I would steer clear of eBay. I really would. With how polluted the market is now with these scrap protos, it's going to get harder and harder to tell what's legit and what's fake. So here are the 3 sources, I would buy from. So of course, the number one best way to obtain a proto is through Gemini Collectibles. You can visit their website at www.geminicollectibles.net, but they are the best place to buy protos from. Simply put, they're the best. Their protos come directly from Funko in Washington, and Steve at Gemini has a great relationship with the head staff at Funko, and has always sold protos since, you know, the beginning of his website, really. So I would always go to Gemini first for anything prototype related. So the second best way is to attend Funko Fun Days. Again, I kind of spoke about Fun Days a little bit in my first podcast, but this is an event put on by Funko for its fans. So this is strictly, you know, Funko doesn't have to do this. It's for the fans. They, you know, Brian loves doing it and bringing this every year. I believe somebody will correct me. I think it's Funko Fun Days 14. I want to say this will be their 14th year doing this. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I am, but I believe it's 14. But they put this on for their fans during the same week as San Diego Comic-Con. So, and they give away protos at Fun Days. And so, obviously that's directly from Funko. So, you know, those are going to be legit. And then the kind of the third best way is from a trusted person on the Funko Fanatic forum or one of the Facebook trading groups. Now, Facebook, I'm still a little leery on because I've heard some bad things about Facebook. But again, if you trust them and you've done trading with them in the past, then you're probably pretty safe. And of course, the Funko Fanatic forums, you're pretty safe on there as well. Everybody I've dealt with on the forums, now not to say everybody's going to be legit on the forums, but everybody I've dealt with has been really authentic and just very genuine in their dealings with me. So those are the three ways to really obtain a legit proto. And again, this isn't to knock eBay in any way. I'm not trying to do that. And again, I'm not saying that sellers on eBay, there aren't some honest ones, because there are. But if you don't want to get screwed over, if you don't want to have anxiety about buying something and hoping that it's not fake, first of all, go with your instinct. If you think that it's going to be a fake proto or a scrap proto, just don't buy it. No matter if you want it, no matter if it's your holy grail, if there's something that is eating you inside telling you, you know what, this is too good to be true, or this just doesn't seem right, don't do it. So again, those are simply my opinions on the safest way of attaining a legitimate proto. So that's the proto part. So the next part I kind of want to go into is let's kind of talk about fakes in general. So not just protos, but there are fakes out there of Freddy Funko, of very rare Star Wars pieces like the Shadow Trooper. There's going to be, any time that there's a high demand for a product, you're going to have fakers out there, right? It's just inevitable with anything. It's not just in the Funko world. This is with everything that I've seen, from Star Wars Black Series figures to Pokemon cards to Beanie Babies. There's always going to be fakes, especially when a product is in high demand. It's just the way it goes. And my advice is going to be pretty simple. The best way to spot a fake is education. And here's kind of what I mean by that. You need to know Funko. You need to know your Funko products. So myself, I've taken it upon myself to know every piece of Funko Pop ever produced. Now, I don't know some of the other lines as well. Example, Wacky Wobblers. I mean, I know quite a bit of Wacky Wobblers, but I don't know some of the really old pieces, like some of the old, I know they have like a ton of Bone Daddy pieces and Rat Fink and things like that I'm just not familiar with. Because I came into the game really a truly more a pop collector, and so that's what I've really educated myself in, right? But whatever line you're in, you really need to educate yourself. So, as I was saying, I know every Funko Pop ever produced. I really do. I've seen thousands and thousands of pictures on the boards, on social media, just over the internet. And I own quite a few rare pieces myself, so I know what to look for. I know what a Freddy Funko, what a Shadow Trooper, what a SDC Metallic Batman is supposed to look like. First of all, because I own them now. And second of all, because I had people on the forums show me and tell me what's legit and what's not. So for me, the easiest way to tell if the piece is faked is simply by asking and looking for pictures of the item. So if you're on eBay, if you're even over the forums or on a Facebook trading group, you need to ask for pictures, right? That's really kind of your only way to get proof anyway. You can't really take the person's word for it. And it's kind of like, if you ever watch Pawn Stars, what does Rick say on Pawn Stars every time is, it's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I don't trust anyone. And it's kind of the same way when you're buying pop or anything that's valuable like that. And you have to have that mindset. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I don't trust anyone. So asking for pictures is really going to be your ultimate backup, right? Because it's really the only thing that you have that will provide proof of authenticity. It's not like these come with a certificate of authenticity signed by Brian from Funko, unless it's like a super, we'll get into that later, but some of the stuff he has signed, like some of the rare Freddy Color protos and things like that. But not every pop is signed by Brian. So that's, the only real proof is pictures. And so always ask for pictures before buying any sort of item. I don't care if it's a $8 Oscar the Grouch pop. Okay, you just need to ask for pictures because you just never know who's on the other side and if you're getting the legit item that you're going to be paying for, ultimately going to be in your collection. So it's almost a dead giveaway as soon as you look at the pictures. For me, and from all of the photos that I've seen of fakes on eBay, and you can go Google or you can go on eBay right now and see fakes, but there's always a dead giveaway usually with fakes. And it's usually in the paint job. I've seen it also in the sticker. Some people like to print their own stickers, and the stickers are like crazy, like offline, like they'll print SDCC photos, but they're so pixelated, they're not even centered on the actual piece of sticker. So that's another way. Or the box itself is in a different pop box. You can tell that they've edited the box. Again, it's really pixelated on the box. So these are the type of things you need to look for when you're looking at the pictures. So again, it comes back to education, right? So I can tell you look for paint job, I can tell you look for sticker, I can tell you look for the box. But if you don't know what the pop's supposed to look like, what the paint job's supposed to look like, if you don't know what the sticker is supposed to look like, if you don't know what the box is supposed to look like, then my advice isn't going to help you. So again, educating yourself. Go on Google and Google pictures of legitimate items. Go on the Funko forums and go Google or go search for pictures that people have posted of their legitimate items. It's really quite easy to spot a fake if you're educated. A lot of fakes out there are pretty bad, really bad paint jobs, and sellers will try to trick you by claiming it's real in the title. But then they don't. Then down in the description, in the small print, they say something like custom or replica. So they're really kind of tricky and sneaky like that. And you got to pay attention to things like that. So again, I say to this you one more time, education. It will help you from losing out on money and anxiety. All right, guys. So enough about that. I hope, I mean, I could have 2, 3, 4 podcasts just talking about this. But I wanted to dedicate at least a portion of, an early podcast dedicated to this because it's such a big topic. So I hope everyone learned something from this. And, if you have any other questions, honestly, feel free to message me. I will be more than happy to answer your questions about fakes or, like I said, I have a lot of legit pieces myself, so I can probably help you spot a fake. So if you need that help, reach out to me, especially if you're on the boards, and just, send me a PM, send me pictures of what you're looking at. And, we can, I'll definitely, help you out. So let's go into the next portion of the podcast, and that is some of the new releases that Funko has announced since our last podcast, and there's actually been quite a few. So first up, and I know a lot of people are excited, including myself, about these, it's the new Batman vs. Superman lines, and they have quite a few different products that are coming out in this Batman vs. Superman line. So first up, of course, we have the pop version. And I do know that I was lucky enough to pick up a Batman in my local Hot Topic, so they are in stores now, so go ahead and start looking for them and hunting for them. But they're going to be released in pop, wacky wobblers, Dorbs, vinyl idols, mystery minis, and then also some pop pen toppers that look kind of cool as well. So they all look amazing. So, I kind of want, especially if you guys haven't checked out Vinyl Idols, I'm slowly becoming a huge fan of Vinyl Idols. They're really cool. They have kind of that Wallace and Gromit look, kind of like that claymation look. But I don't know, there's something about them. I really like them. And they're releasing, from what I saw, a Batman and Superman in the Vinyl Idols. Maybe more to come, like an Aquaman or Wonder Woman. But go check them out. And if you want to see pictures of any of these items that I'm going to be mentioning, all of my information I actually got from www.funko.com. So if you just go to Funko's website and visit their blog, these are all on there, and you'll be able to see pictures of them and things like that. So go check out that Funko's website there. So again, these all should be popping, no pun intended. All right, maybe there was a pun intended, up in your local stores. So yeah, be looking out for the Batman vs Superman lines. So the next up we have the Doctor Who Series 2 pops. I could not find an official release date. I'm assuming that because they're on the blog that they're coming out, probably next month. Sometime. I did see that there is a GameStop exclusive K9 and a Hot Topic pre-release The Silence. So I have no idea what these pops are because I don't watch Doctor Who. I know people are gonna hate me for that now, but I do not watch Doctor Who. I've been told by many people, including my own family, that I need to check it out. So I just haven't gotten around to it. There's other series that I'm in right now. But maybe eventually I'll get into the Doctor Who series. I'm just not into it right now. But anyway, it doesn't matter about me because for Doctor Who fans, Series 2 is coming out, so that's big. So that is coming out next month, I believe, but I could not find an official release date. So stay tuned. I'll try to find an official one in one of my next podcasts. All right, so up next we have some Zootopia pops and mystery minis that are coming out. They look really, really cute, and the movie looks great as well. I think this is going to be another blockbuster hit for Disney and Pixar. I believe it's Pixar as well. But they are expected to hit stores in February as well, so another February release. So there's quite a few different pops coming out in February. Yeah, I think this movie is going to be a pretty big movie, Zootopia. So go check out the movie, go check out the pops. And then our next release that I'm most excited for, even more so than even the Batman vs Superman, is Independence Day pops. So these were just announced a couple of days ago and are expected to be released in February. But I'm super excited. I think all my excitement is derived that they're making another Independence Day because the first Independence Day is one of my top 5 favorite movies. So I'm really excited that they're making another Independence Day, and now I have pops to go with it. So I'm really excited about this release. So the last release that was announced, and these were just announced today, I believe, Thursday, January 14th, Fallout Dorbs. So for all you Fallout fans that play Fallout for hours and hours, which, my cousin is a huge Fallout fan, and I've actually watched him play, and it's a really, really awesome game, honestly. So if you guys are Fallout fans and this is something that you're into, go check out those Fallout Dorbs that were announced today. They're being released in March. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to go now into a new segment that I haven't done yet that I'm hoping that I can continue to do on the podcast here on out. So I'm going to be adding a section for the Fanatic of the Week. So every week or so, Funko chooses a Fanatic of the Week. Anyone can apply by going to Funko.com and looking for the Fanatic of the Week icon on the blog. So I'm going to go ahead and do this from here on out and just kind of announce who was the Fanatic of the Week and a little bit about them. So this week's Fanatic chosen is Hunter Reed. So a little bit about Hunter's collection that I'm going to read here from the blog. So here's what Hunter had to say. So I've been mainly focused on collecting autographed pops, and if you guys look at the pictures on the blog, he's got a great autographed pop collection. So I've been a big autograph collector since I was a child, but was never able to really display them well. I've got tons of signed posters, pictures, jerseys, and helmets just hiding in closets until I started getting into pops signed. I also collect the whole Supernatural and Buffy lines and have been trying to finish the Legendary Creatures and Myths line. Just need the 2 white ladies. So I also buy any other pops that catch my eye. Right now, I have about 115 autographed pops and roughly 350 pops in total. So wow, that is awesome. So congrats to you, Hunter. Really, really awesome that you were chosen. That's a pretty cool thing. I hope one day maybe I'm chosen to be the fanatic of the week, but great, great big congrats to you, Hunter. So, okay, all right, guys, we are going to go into our last segment for the podcast, and that means it's Funko Fact Time, or FF. So let's get into it. In 2010, Funko released a brand new line of minifigures named Funko Force 2.0. These cute little guys were then renamed later that year to what we all know them by as now Pop. So a pretty cool fact there for us pop collectors. I knew that, but wanted to kind of give you some little history there. And I actually have just some regular Funko Force items. I have a Funko Force Batman and I have a Funko Force Superman as well. So it's kind of cool that they named them first Funko Force 2.0 because they were derived from Funko Force, and then they later renamed them in 2010 Pop vinyl figures. So very, very, very cool history there. So, all right, guys, that is it for this episode of the Funko Files. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all the great feedback I've had so far. Please, 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 if you have any suggestions or ideas you have for segments on the podcast, feel free to message me about them. Remember, I'm on the Funko Fanatic Forum as Agent AA. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook as Agent AA Toys. All right, guys, thank you, and remember, have fun. Agent AA out.